online, on digital, and on 88 to 91 FM. BBC Radio 2. Russell Brand.
This is the Russell Brand Show. It's Saturday night. Oh, good old Saturday night, eh? Christ, I feel upbeat about everything. We've got an awful lot to explore in this show. I'm here with Matt Morgan. He's in charge of the switches. You all right, Matt?
Very well.
You don't look very well, because I tell you what you've got a woolly hat on, then you've got your headphones on over your woolly hat. It
looks like a flump. You do that every week, and it's never been raised.
Do you know what, right? My dad once had some sort of scalp surgery, and he wore a sort of woolly hat, and then he wore a cowboy hat on top of that woolly hat, and then we had to go to the park. And
What?
Well, we was in the park, he had a woolly hat on, then he had a cowboy hat on top of the woolly hat. Well, you know, I don't want to go into the nature of that surgery, but nonetheless, he was wearing a cowboy hat. He's had a hat stack on his head, and you look like how he looks.
Hang on a minute, go back to the surgery.
Hat stack! Trevor,
was there an
injury? You're right, Trevor.
Did you see the scarring?
No, it's all right. Trev, because I can't get bogged down talking about that whole topic, do I? Because remember, I've not spoken to my dad for ages.
Okay.
Trev, you all right, mate?
I'm recovering, mate. I've had a very traumatic 48 hours.
Which, because of the moon. Trev blames the moon for most of his private life. It's like working with a werewolf. What's been going on?
Well, I had my MySpace account deleted.
I'm not surprised, Trevor, the way you've been using it.
Out of the blue, I've been using it responsibly.
Nonsense.
I've been trying to create
spamming everyone about all your projects.
I haven't been spamming around like a 14-year-old boy. Do you remember spamming? Spam!
That's
I think it's only a certain part of the country.
Well, that's not national.
Forehead, spam, to me, means forehead.
It means to me, forehead, spam. Oh, spam it.
Yeah,
bloody spam it. I'll spam you, you spam it.
All right, stop it. It hurts. Hurts still.
That's what my whole life was like, with that. Just people saying spam. Trev, so you've been banned from MySpace.
I haven't been banned from it. They've put my account back up, but they just deleted it. It was an accident, surely.
One of the most... It's a great leveller of society, isn't it, MySpace? Open to all. But Trevor Locke's found a way of poisoning the well there.
I haven't at all. It was an administrative error.
An administrative error,
yes,
was it, Trev?
Yes, it was, and they've apologised and they put it back up, but for a few hours, Russ.
I just hope there's no more of these administrative errors. That's what I hope we can avoid. Yeah. We've got a hell of a show on our hands. Later on, we'll probably talk to Noel Gallagher. That'll be a laugh, won't it? We've got a lot of things to clear up from last week's show, e.g., how are we going to celebrate being number one? Let's wait till we're number one podcast in the country.
Still number one?
Still number one. Keep downloading our podcast for pity's sakes. It means a lot to us, particularly me. I have a fragile ego and things like that. I sort of go, number one podcast.
Well, let's celebrate it then. Let's do that.
We're going to get an ice cream van.
Why hasn't an ice cream man not contacted us?
What is wrong with these ice cream men?
What do they want? It's a quiet time of year.
It's a quiet time. They're doing F all else. I remember the ice cream men that came round our way. There was Fella Brothers and Rossies. Those were the two teams of ice cream men. And then there was one called... Well, one man was once seen picking his nose by my Auntie Pat. We never, ever used his ice cream service. There was never... And I couldn't break that link in my mind. That link, that syntactic link between him picking his nose and the bogies being in the ice cream was as sure and as strong as the insemination of an egg by a sperm.
Really?
That's how powerful it was in my brain.
Oh, right.
Wow.
Insemination of egg by sperm. Yeah, so I never ate his ice creams, bogey nose ice creams. I can't remember what I called them, but I rebranded it in my mind. So anyway, we're still going to get an ice cream van. If you are an ice cream man or know an ice cream man, tell us, and we'll have that ice cream van off him. What we're going to do, we're going to park it somewhere, put on a sort of a gig outside.
Give away free ice cream. You're going to do
Free ice cream.
stand-up from on top of the van.
Yeah, I'm at my best when on top of vans throughout
I've seen you up
history.
there before.
Numerous times when I've got on top of vans has led to good. Like that time when we were going to go on a sort of a global tour to make an ill-conceived television programme, and I dry-retched onto a researcher because he said me being on top of a van was not telly. I disputed that. I thought that it actually was. He was right, as it turned out, because we all got fired. So, let's get that ice cream van. That's an important thing. So if you know how to get one, you can email us, russell.brand@bbc.co.uk, or you can text us 88291, and also text us your problems, or email us them then, and then put your phone number on it so we can bell you. We've got lots of people...
Bell you?
Bell you, we'll bell them.
Bell you?
Wide boy.
All right, son, I've got a bit of nose bag if you're interested. No, we can ring people up if they've got problems. Lots of people have got problems. We've got a lot of business to sort out from last week's show. For example, remember this woman goes to a leisure centre. She was saying that she was troubled because there was a male cleaner and his mop cupboard was in the ladies' changing room. So the male cleaner kept going in there and she felt that he was groping her with his eyes. But I think I was on his side a little bit.
She wishes.
Cry
She
wolf.
wishes.
Cry wolf.
She's crying wolf. Also, the janitor always makes me think of Hong Kong Phooey, and I felt enormous sympathy for
Hang on
that
a minute.
guy.
When did we start saying janitor instead of caretaker?
Good point.
You
Only
have
when I've
Americanised
watched-
this show.
I ain't, mate. I love keeping it anglicised, but I just do like Hong Kong Phooey. Now, listen, here's this email from people about pervy cleaners. I was listening to last week's show, says Duffman. Imagine that. He's called Duffman.
He's not, though, is he?
Well, this is what he says. I was listening to last week's show and I heard the rather pretentious lady complaining about the cleaner perving as he went to collect his various cleaning products. As a cleaner at a leisure centre, I often have to go into the ladies' changing rooms to reach the cleaning cupboard. I don't like it. I always feel embarrassed and I avoid it when I can. We have a procedure where we have to knock on the changing room door first to announce to occupants that the changing room that a male member of staff is entering. We also do that when we sneak up behind them and get inside their cozzies. I made that.
They just knock. They don't go knock knock. Is a male entering?
I think they go knock knock. Male in. Right, let's do it as a role play. You're the woman, Matt, in a bikini or something. Rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat. Hello, I'm a male cleaner. I'm about to come and use the stock cupboard.
Oh, hang on, I'm not decent.
Right, I'm coming in anyway. Cop hold of that. And if you think that's jiff love, you've another thing coming. Oh no, on Jesus' planet now that's been said and ruined the whole point of the Bible. So he goes. There is a male member of staff entering. If the cleaners don't do this at her place, they are breaking some law or something. Nice work, Duffman. A few months ago, I, as usual, had to go in the ladies' change rooms to get my mop because someone had been sick on the foyer floor. I was with my colleague and we were both reluctant to enter the changing rooms. I knocked on the door, opened it slightly and shouted, "Hello, anyone in here? Are you decent or decent?" I don't know which one he means. No reply. We went in, then a few moments later we heard a shrill elderly woman shout, "Don't come in, I'm using the lavvy." It was amusing. Keep up the good work. That's from Duffman. So, in a way, the real victim of this is the hapless janitor being forced.
Poor man.
Yeah, he's been made to look a criminal. What kind of topsy-turvy society is it where innocent janitors are portrayed as criminals while women showing off their bodies? Have you read any Nabokov? Have you any idea how those women's minds work? Crikey. So anyway, yeah, you can tell us about experiences you might have had. Dear Russell, Matt and Trevor, says Matt Shooter. Do you reckon he's called that really?
Yeah.
Why not? My dog is called
You'll
Ben.
believe Duffman and you won't believe Matt Shooter.
Well, it just sounds like, hey, I'm Matt Shooter. I got an itchy trigger
Duffman?
finger. Yeah, Duffman.
Get on with it.
Duffman. He's just living his life. I'm the Duffman. I'm cleaning out the changing rooms, Duffman. I'm a bit of a scruffman. I'm changing the changing rooms. I'm touching myself while spying on female staff.
Not Dustman with a speech impediment.
Duffman. Give us a Duffman. I'm a Duffman.
Go where's your bins?
I'm Duffman. Give us a kiss and a cuddle. Duffman, if you are listening, Matt is a bad person.
Weren't you a dustman or something? Weren't you a postman?
Postman, I was. I was never on the dust. I was never on the dust.
You get a lot of money for being a dustman.
I know you do, mate, but that's not enough of an incentive for me. I need to feel passion about what I do.
You would have. You say you had one of those little dollies tied to the front of your
Hold
cart.
on, you're selling it to me. You're selling it. What's the dolly
You find a
like?
dolly in the rubbish, you put it on the
Put
thing.
him on the thing.
An eye that's a button just hanging on string. It'd be lovely, you and
Like
I.
Super Ted, who got thrown away like you were a bit of rubbish, you bastard.
He showed them, didn't he?
He showed them because it turns out that bear was super. So
And
that-
had a TV show made about him.
Actually, though, he wasn't super at that point. It was only because the spotty man threw that magic dust on him, which wouldn't have happened had he not been discarded. So, in a way, these hardships of early life can formulate your character and give you opportunities in later life. I think that's an important lesson we can learn from
Super Ted, a thesis by Russell Brand.
Ow! Oh, thanks. Oh, give us a cuddle. Oh, hey, Bondy. Oh, thanks. All them people got inside my brain and make up about 80% of my
It was
personality.
because it was on every night.
It got to you, didn't it, in the end? That Bones, that gay skeleton.
Yeah.
Then and that other
Old
one.
Tex.
Old Tex. Because, like, Tex was very serious about stopping Super Ted, the leader of the villains. But the skeleton, I don't even know why Tex had him in the gang, really, because his contributions...
That skeleton, one of the things that used to happen to him was he fell
Every
apart.
week he fell apart.
So
Like
his body
C-3PO,
had
it's
to
the same type.
It is, it's the same camp thing.
Yeah.
C-3PO gets pulled into pieces.
Pulled apart.
What is
that what
that?
you were thinking when you
Yeah.
started that sentence?
Yeah.
Why is there an archetype? You can understand the archetype of the young lead or the archetype of the miser, but the archetype of the sort of gay
camp
thing that falls apart. How is that entered our cultural consciousness as a young.
Oh, where's
written
my
about-
head?
Oh, thanks, you pig. Anyway, this lad, Matt Shooter, if that's your real name, which I doubt, my dog is called Ben. This is boring. I think you should call your dog Snoop for obvious reasons. Well,
That'd be useless.
that's because our some people that are friends of the show in Ireland, they're dog breeders, boxer dog breeders. They're going to give us a dog when the baby's born, aren't they, Matt?
Yes, Russell.
Imagine that! It's coming over here, Trev. Do you think that it'll be good for us? It can be
No.
the dog. The show, our show, will have its own dog.
No, you can barely look after yourself. How are you going to be able to look after
There
a
you!
dog?
I'm over 6 foot tall, you madman.
That happened by accident.
Nonsense.
You didn't choose it.
I did. I was thoroughly well aware of what was going on. So, no, we will look after this
No,
dog.
we won't.
Of course we will. He'll be a lovely little guy.
How?
We'll just give it dinner.
Who'll give it dinner? Who?
Give it dinner, cuddle it, make it wear a jacket. It'll be brilliant. Come on, get
Going
behind
with
it.
animals wearing clothes.
What?
You're always going on about animals wearing clothes.
I do think about it a lot of the
Why
time.
don't you open a zoo?
Yeah. I
Dress
like it
them
so
all
far.
up.
Yeah, good. So far,
Giraffes,
no
bow
problems.
ties.
Giraffes in bow ties.
But
Would you have
loads
it at
of
the
bow
top or
ties.
the bottom?
Loads of bow ties.
Loads of them, yeah.
All the way up.
You could have one giraffe that's like BA, could we? Sort
BA
of
Baracas?
Yeah, like BA one, sort of, loads of chains around his neck.
Yeah, why not?
Have him. And what about a polar bear just wearing some swimming trunks? It'd be lovely.
Roller skates, come on.
Roller skates, yeah, fair enough. Let's think about it. Okay, so if we do get a show dog, help us think of a name for him. But we've got to talk to them people in Ireland that are dog breeders and make sure we get them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we'll just be naming
Well, I think
nothing.
we'd have to go there and get it, sign
Would
some
we?
papers. It's never going to happen.
Get it.
Can't we
Kidnap
just
it.
have it sent?
No, we've talked about this.
I don't want to go through any administrative procedure to get my hands on this hound. I want him sent to us sort of in a box with some
Hell,
straw.
he could come on a ferry.
Come on a ferry. It'd be
Yeah, he
lovely.
could be like the littlest hobo. He could
Why
probably come in
not?
on his own.
Give him a neckerchief.
Yeah.
It'll be great. So, okay, what other things we've got to worry about? Lots of things, that's what. Here's Nat saying boxer dogs are called boxers because when they fight, they use their front paws like a boxer would. They come from Germany originally. Thank God, at last we can rest.
Is that true? But then if they lift up their front paws, they'll just fall on their chin.
They won't,
No.
Matt. But that's
Why?
Because one paw's resting on the shoulder of the other dog, and the other paw's patting the other dog like a boxing thing.
They're very skilled
Really?
pugilists, these creatures. Okay, what else have we got to clear up? Don't know, really. We'll just help you over the course of the show. Now, remember to email us with your problems and send us your phone number, because when we're pre-recorded, it really, really helps us. Also, I'm thinking of starting a new contest where you have to make a jingle for us. For example, Matt, do a jingle for our show, see what it comes out like.
Radio 2.
Nice. Trev?
Russell Brand, he'll come along and give you a hand. Russell Brand, and Trevor Matt.
We're not doing that competition. You've soured it, Trevor. No, it's going to be a great contest. Okay, so you have to think of jingles for us and record them. It turns out we're in Ken Bruce's studio today, and he's got his own egg cup that's shaped like his head. Look
That's
at that.
a coffee cup, innit?
No, mate,
An egg
look
cup.
at the top, just shallow.
God.
So you could have a Ken Bruce egg. Probably why, I don't know what point you'd have that, but why have we not got
For
egg
breakfast. Well, because his head looks like an egg.
cups? What are we going to have then? Spaghetti
If
plates?
they made egg cups of us, the hair, what would they make the hair out of? They'd have to use that solid ceramic and make it curly.
I wouldn't like that.
Wouldn't look right.
Like when in the paper they just cut round the top of my head and make it just round like a microphone instead of having it like fire how I asked the lady to do it.
Ah,
I know.
not
I
your
know.
usual bigwig.
That's why I'm helping out at Comic Relief this year, because I too know suffering. Because sometimes I have my head just rounded off. They round it right off. So, right, there's a few things we need to discuss with you. Right, send us an email with your problem, russell.brand@bbc.co.uk. A serious problem. Try not to make it always be about sex. For some reason, and I don't know what it is, people only send us problems that are to do with sex. What is creating this culture of sex?
I don't know, it's really odd.
It's really odd. What's fueling this rumour mill?
You once said that
What?
without irony, didn't you?
What? When? What about?
I can't remember what it was.
What, some kiss and tell or something? And I
Some
went,
kiss and
what's
tell.
fueling this rumour
You
mill?
were sat between two lap dancers through the newspaper. And thought, what's fueling this rumour mill?
How dare they?
Girls, Daddy needs cheering up.
Chop, chop. Come on, Lullabill and Tootsie. Get to it.
There's some vicious lies about me in the paper, and I'm very upset. Now,
It's put me in a foul mood.
could you both kiss?
That's it. Kiss more aggressively. I sensed love in that one.
Drat,
Oh.
a journalist's got in.
Come A vasectomy would be pointless on a cat because he'd still have all his hormones and wander and fight and catch the stupidly named cat diseases, says John the vet. This is because I didn't have my cat's nuts off. I went away for a few days, came back, my cat's nuts were gone. Little lovely black bumblebee nuts, gone forever. So I suppose, Matt, you were saying why not give him a vasectomy? John the vet.
No,
has
you said
answered
that last, and I
query.
said, what's the difference? I didn't know what the
Oh,
difference
you didn't know what
was.
the difference was?
Hey, man.
Yeah. Hey, easy. Okay, so the reason you don't give a cat a vasectomy, Trevor, is because
It's
it
my
would be
idea
pointless.
to
You
give
wanted
it.
to give-
I
Well,
said
so-
give it a vasectomy.
John the vet says don't.
Well, bless him for saying that. Well done, John, for taking that effort.
Well,
and,
no one's going
you
to
know.
get to the point where they've done it but without a vet. You know.
Exactly.
A vet's going to be involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not going to do it with some nail clippers
That's
or
not
your own
John.
elbow.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you saying about John the vet?
I don't know. But do
showing
we trust
off.
him?
He's
What makes
showing
him
off.
tick?
Anyway, what is going on being a vet? 7 years it takes, and at the end of
Really?
it, just that you're
All
a
you can
vet.
do is animals. Do you reckon? Are they good?
All you
could
can
they
do.
be a doctor to their own family?
Could they be a doctor? Because say, if you know how a monkey works, you've got to know how your family works.
I don't think they do monkeys.
They do,
Why?
monkeys.
That's a
They
zoo-
do,
zoo
monkeys.
vet, isn't it? Isn't it?
A
Different
zoo
vets?
vet? When have
Yes,
you ever
that's
heard
what
those?
it's called.
Yeah, that's-
Move on now.
You don't know nothing about zoo vets. Why
You
don't we
don't
go to
know
Monkey World?
Because you always say this and I don't want to.
Matthew, it's going to be great. There's
Russell
monkeys.
thinks there's a place on the inside of the earth called Monkey.
Monkey World, that's right. And the monkeys there with levers and
Statue of
switches.
Liberty is in the sand.
You maniacs! You blew it up.
Where is Monkey World? Somerset.
Somerset, somewhere like
Dorset,
that. One of
it's
those
in
ones that's
Dorset.
down there. Chimpanzees, they used to smoke fags for a job on the Spanish coast. Now they're like normal monkeys, but they keep remembering the old days, so they sometimes want a fag or something, or just pick up a twig and go, "Hey, what's going on?" Hold it like Hannibal. Imagine the fun.
Entertainment to you, is it?
I think it is. Yes, I don't know if you
like
remember
it.
the 18, but it was bloody entertaining. That's some anthropomorphisation
of animals. That's all you
Anthropomorphism.
ever go on about.
What's the point of texting the show? Russ, Cocky Locky, and Matty Morgan ain't going to see it. Just the people listening. Oh well, love you. That
We
person-
will see it eventually. Everything comes to us eventually.
Eventually,
Yeah.
everything. That is a unifying theory there, as extolled by the lovely Matt Morgan. Now, we've got a young man on the line. He has probably got a name, and I dare say it's written down on this piece of the old parchment. Squeaky Man, he calls himself. Alex, age 13, in Brixworth. That's a made-up town, if ever I heard of one. Let's talk to Alex right now. Alex, hello?
Hi, Russell.
You don't sound 13. You sound like one of them terrifying lads who reached puberty at 9.
Thank you.
You're very mature. So, Alex, you're 13 years old.
Yes,
You live in a place called Brixworth.
I do.
What's it like there, mate? What does that mean, Brixworth? What's it like? What goes on?
I know what it's like. I used to live near there.
Trevor, let Alex have a little moment. He'll probably come round here and beat you up. He sounds like a man mountain. Go on, Alex. What's it like in Brixworth?
Old, bit boring.
Mate, don't let it drag you down.
Pardon?
It's old and boring. I just don't want you to... You sound a bit downbeat, a bit down the dumps. I want you to sound more upbeat, more cheerful. We can cheer you.
God.
Oh, Alex, come on, sunshine. Now, look, you've obviously rang us because you've got a problem. This is our item we call Cry for Help, where we help people. Now, if you want that help, you have to be prepared to go, help, in a voice like that. And also, young Alex can perhaps try and do a jingle for us. But firstly, let's try and cheer him up. Alex, what seems to be the bloody trouble, sunshine?
Well, I'm scared of dogs.
You're scared of them.
And, like, when I go to the park and stuff with my mates, there's always some old dog. And we're playing football, and then his dog comes and runs at us. And then I have to make up some excuse, like, I can hear the kettle or something, and run home.
I can hear the kettle. What, you're pretending that you're the kettle's daughter and you have to respond to its siren cries?
Yeah. And so I just run home, and it like, annoys my friends.
Hold on, Matt's been through a similar problem. OK, so listen, you've finished outlining the problem. All that's required now is for you to say help in a sort of comedic way, and then we can get on with it.
Help!
Good lad, do that at the dog. It'd terrify it. Stuck terror into my very heart, it did. OK, so let's help Alex right away. Matt, you've been in a similar situation, you claim.
Yes.
What would
As
you
a child, I was mauled by an Alsatian.
Mauled by it? What do you mean mauled?
Well, I had to have stitches in my thigh.
Because in your thigh? Who are you? Dionysus? Zeus? Giving birth to a god? Why did you have to have stitches in your thigh
Because a
for?
dog bit it.
It bit you on
An
the thigh?
Alsatian, yeah, it was really bad. There was blood went everywhere. It was really bad.
What was it trying to do?
I don't know why it happened to me. On numerous occasions, I was haunted by dogs throughout my childhood, and I know the pain
Haunted by them.
Alex is going through. But the thing I would say is, why don't you admit it to your friends?
Admit to the
All
thing.
these lies about the kettle summoning you and stuff.
That's a secondary problem. I'd say that's a peripheral
No,
problem.
because they can help him with it. They're not running home.
Because it's his age. Masculinity is very important.
His friends
at
are the same
puberty.
age. What, you think he's going down there with city bankers and playing football?
I think he's playing football with some octogenarians. I reckon he picks him up from a hospice in a van and then goes off for a game of thucker-ball. No, I'm saying at that age that he's forming his identity as a man, isn't he, young Alex? You don't
Yeah,
want to
but
admit
form
to
it with
fear.
your mates as well. Say, I'm scared of dogs.
Fair enough. Now, before we move on, I too suffered at the hands of an Alsatian. I think him called Sherman or something, which made it worse because I think that's a type of tank. And I went to see my mum at work, and it was my mum's boss's dog, and Sherman the dog sort of jumped up, and he sort of had one paw either side of my neck, and I was against the wall, so I was pinned up against the wall as if it was like a clinch. Do you know what I mean? As if he was about to get off with me, like I was Ginger Rogers or something. That's how I saw myself. And then the dog was barking and licking in my face. The way I dealt with it was just to cry. So that seemed to temporarily alleviate the stress. So hold on, Trev. Now, but Alex, we've not forgotten you're there. We're working on your problem. We get to the hub, the nub, the core, the apex of the issue. Trev's from Bricklespat, or whatever it's called, and he's bound to have some bonkers views. Go on, Trev.
Well, let me ask you a question. What do you feel? What is the fear? What is the nature of your... What are you worried about? You get worried about getting beaten or bitten? Or beaten? Bitten. Are you worried about getting bitten? Or are you worried about your friends laughing at you because they think it's funny that you're scared of dogs?
More worried about getting bitten than them laughing at me.
Okay, right.
Right, well, this is a very practical thing to be worried about because dogs do bite people. Have you ever been attacked by a dog when you were a younger man, Alex?
No, I didn't, but it's just sort of... They're running at you, they've got their teeth bare, and it's sort of a bit scary.
It is scary. It's a very primal fear. Now, of course, the very notion of the devil comes from, some have argued, old Aboriginal tribes sitting around the campfire when they talked about like being devoured by a demon, by some primal beast. Of course, they found the bones, right, the fossilised bones of those creatures that were part cat, part bear that used to eat human beings. So there were things, predators out in the woods that used to kill us and destroy us. So this atavistic, that means throwback, fear that you're experiencing, Alex, is perfectly understandable. But that's not getting us out of the problem. It's the fear of death itself. That's what Alex is suffering
I
from.
don't think it's death. I think it's the... Yeah.
Hold on, let's do this. Hold on, we've got a sound effect of a dog here. Let's
Alex,
see how it makes you
Tell
feel.
us how this makes you feel.
How's it make you feel, Matt?
Scared.
That's enough. How long is it going to go on for?
He can't stop it now.
That's gone.
Right, so Alex, how did that make you feel?
It's scaring me.
What you need to do, Alex, I think Matt was actually correct when he said, tell your friends about it, share it with them. Say, look, I'm a little bit scared of these dogs. I haven't got the loudest kettle in Brick Battlesworth. You just say to them, I am a bit scared of these dogs. I'm afraid that one of them might tear out my lungs or something like out of American Werewolf in London.
The dog might want to play with you. This is what I never understood, because I never had a dog. I didn't know if it was being nice. People go, he's all right, he's friendly.
He won't
barking at
hurt
me.
ya.
And I think, well, it might kill me. I don't know what are the signals.
Yeah, well, you don't understand the signifiers. All that
Yeah.
baring the teeth, that might mean... Even that dog, in its own little way, might be going, hey, what's new, pussycat? Want to go surfing? So I imagine, right, now you condemn me, Matt, for my anthropomorphology, but I would say this, Alex, when that dog comes pursuing you like an angry panther, why not just imagine it saying this? Just do this music in your head. Mana, mana, da, 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 and as it pounces on you and clamps its jaws around your throat, just think about Cocoa Pops, and the whole experience will be a joy. How about that?
That sounds great.
That sounded sarcastic, young man.
Don't go to the park anymore. Get a games machine and stay at home.
Stay at home in a
And-
windowless room. Let society beat you down. So, listen, young man, I think what you want to do is learn a little bit about neuro-linguistic programming, where you learn to put fear in a different perspective. Imagine that dog being very, very tiny. Imagine its barks, instead of being loud, imagine it saying things like, I want a lollipop. And it'll do those things in your brain, and that dog will lose all its power. So, Alex, have we helped you?
Yes, you have. I should go and do all of those things now.
Try all those things, young man, and we'll get you to the top of your game. Like, there's no reason to be afraid of anything in life. You know, inevitably one day we will all die, but on that journey we can perfect our souls. Now, young man, you are strong and powerful, and within yourself you have everything you need to get through life. So, but, you know, do that other thing. Learn about neuro-linguistic programming. You can overcome your fear. Old Paul McKenna's done wonderful work on my brain box. Now, that's it for you, Alex. Say help once more, because I liked it when you done that.
Help! Help!
That's young Alex, everyone.
Bye.
Ta-ta, bye, love you,
He
bye.
goes a bit Russian when he says help.
He does go a bit.
Hey, you! Glasnost, perestroika!
Yeah, he was a crazy kid. I think we've helped him, haven't we?
I think he'll be eaten by wolves within a week.
I would say so. I would say he'll be devoured by a pack of stray dogs within moments. Crazy
Did you used to play
world.
Knockdown Ginger?
Yeah, I did actually. I was pretty good at it. Some say
Really?
the best there ever was. Yeah, I was the chosen one. And budding. Do you remember throw buds at people's windows?
What?
Budding! You pick
Buds?
some rose buds, you throw the buds at people's windows.
That's nice. Come on.
That's what you do when people get married.
No, you throw them real aggressive like. You know, hard buds I'm talking about, not soft buds.
What,
Not,
and they burst?
they just make a sound.
What, like, doom, someone goes, did someone just hit the window? No. And you outside go, anarchy, yeah! Budding!
Take that, society!
Now I'm going to go throw a leaf at a car.
Let's let these earwigs back into society. Some of them ain't even served their full sentence. Listen, all I'm saying is I was pretty wild as a kid. Pretty wild. Congrats on the podcast, says Jez from Northampton. Get on with your world domination campaign. Gather the troops and get the ice cream van loaded up. Jez, we will not let you down. He's in Northampton, Jez.
There must be an ice cream man listening.
Why are they not listening?
Or
What are
woman.
they doing? Ice cream man or woman,
But
yeah.
not the hot dog people.
No, why?
Oh,
Don't
what?
say that. They're gangsters. They'll
Are they?
kill us all.
Oh, God.
Of course they will.
They're not
They might. They're
gangsters.
not. I
They're
don't
not
know what they're up
gangsters.
to. I like them. I've got nothing against no one, ever.
You
Now-
coward. You're scared of even the
not gonna
hot
get
dog
killed.
men in London.
How can a hot dog man be a gangster?
are.
Because they got a picture or a patch or a pop
They
or
are.
something they're proud of.
They're run by... They make... Those hot dog things in London make thousands of pounds a day.
Really?
understand
Yeah.
where
Are
the
they
money's
fronts for
coming
something
They
else?
do.
then?
They honestly do.
They're millionaires.
They're not
Out of hot
front.
dogs? Oh.
Yeah. There's a
Something's
gambling
going on.
den down in the bit where the burgers are
No,
going.
do you know what though? Do you know
Hold on a
the?
minute, there's mice arguing under the stairs.
No, but the flower stall on Pimlico Square, that's a front.
What for?
MI5.
Trevor, if you know
Trevor?
about it, what kind of a front is it that
Well-
you've infiltrated it when buying some daffodils?
I shouldn't have said anything. Oh dear.
Christ,
Oh, no.
I
Is
that
don't
true?
believe-
Luckily, this is-
Is
yeah,
that
the
even-
front on Pimlico Square flower stall is MI5.
Look, I went to the.
I
Eastern,
said too much.
I went to the
I
Eastern
have to go.
European.
Is it-
Abort!
Swarm!
Luckily, this is a
Trevor.
pre-recording. I know.
He's
it'll be
wearing a
edited out.
wire.
Trevor, you
wearing
are
a wire.
wired up.
What is that
How
wire?
do you think I get this hair to stand up? But
Just assumed it was sheer bad luck. Trevor, for heaven's
Sheer
sake.
bad fashion sense.
And no idea what's going on out there in the world.
Stop it.
Trevor, don't say things like that. I think you've just seen the film Buster. Saw there at the end of the film
No,
Buster,
no, no,
he
no.
had a flower
Yeah,
stall.
qualify
Got all
this,
confused.
Trevor.
I have a
Qualify
friend.
it.
I had a friend who worked at the.
I don't believe it.
Goethe
That's ridiculous,
Institute.
friend.
Reinhold Scholzer-Tammen, who worked at the Goethe Institute, and he invited me to a
Every
special.
time we ask him to explain anything, it goes all mental and boring.
It just
doesn't it?
takes a little bit of concentration rather than your sort of pinball machine brain.
That deaf, dumb and blind kid likes it.
Here he goes. There we are.
Come on, is that true or not?
Yes, it's true.
Trevor,
it's
why?
true.
Why-
Look, what
what's
happened
rubbish?
How do
Everyone
you
knows
know?
it. And why
Don't
have you
say
said
about
it on the
Goethe
BBC?
Institute.
on the BBC, I brought this company into disrepute. No, listen, they had an embassy there, the Eastern European Embassy, and there was a flower stall there in the middle of nowhere where there's nobody passing by to buy flowers. Why have a flower stall there when there's no passing?
Is this your evidence that you've just worked out yourself?
They told me about it. The Eastern Europeans told me about
The
it.
Eastern Europeans?
Yeah, back in the 80s.
Back in the 80s, you were a little boy.
I thought they didn't
What are you
tell me
doing
about it back
garnering
in.
this
They told me
information?
about it now.
Trevor, the child detective, like some CIA Harry
Yeah.
Potter. Here, this flower stall's suspicious. You're living your life like an Enid Blyton fantasy.
They told me about it last year.
Trevor, I don't believe
It's
you.
still there. That flower stall's still there. Why is it still there? Who's buying the
because
flowers?
people are spying.
Okay,
no
so
one's
let's-
buying
flowers.
Day.
Oh,
It's
Trevor,
Mother's
if
Day.
it is a spying thing, what's
Yeah.
the good of it?
Yeah.
What's it
Just
get?
seeing people
Oh,
going
They
in
still
and
have
out of
to-
an embassy.
Someone who's
Come
had all that training's got to stand there selling flowers. What's the
7
point
years.
of it? What are they getting?
Okay,
They're not
Bond.
selling flowers to raise
Bond,
money for
we
MI5.
want
That's
you-
not how they get funding,
Okay,
is it?
James, we want you to spend the next 5 years deep cover selling daffodil bulbs. This is not you. Oh, now you've killed your second man. You can move up to selling calendars at Waterloo.
It's rubbish because you'd have to learn about flowers because otherwise it would back. You know, you'd have to go. Well, yeah, you have to have a bit. Do you want a bit of spray with that?
Yeah, you have to know about that. Do you want the brown bit? Do you want the ribbon? Do you want a
Brown
cuddle?
bit. What flowers do you buy?
Dear Russell, Matt and Trev, says Sammy in Plymouth. I was listening to your podcast the other week when Russell mentioned, and everyone should listen to the podcast because then we can get our ice cream van thing. Russell mentioned that dolphins like their penis to be touched. Don't make out like I'm a badly behaved zookeeper. I've picked it up somewhere, that's all. I've never seen a dolphin, and if ever I was on holiday...
I've never seen a dolphin. That's
not
a lie.
live. Do you know what I mean? I'm not...
Everyone's seen a dolphin.
I've seen it on the telly. I've not been one round house.
Seen one at SeaWorld or
Come
something?
on, you've
Listen,
seen a
all
dolphin.
I'm saying is I do not count any dolphins among my acquaintances. And if I was on holiday and they goes, do you want to go swim in the dolphin? I'd go, no. I'll just stay here in the hotel, thanks. See you later.
That's because the dolphins would see through you.
They would not see
would.
through me. They'd make me their leader. Them dolphins would love me. But by the end of the hour, they'd dress up as me, those little guys. They'd have little silver jewels around their blowholes. Listen, I definitely believe that dolphins do like their penises being touched, says Sammy. A few years ago, while I was in the sea...
That sounds like he spent over a year in the sea.
I was just hanging around in the sea.
2005, I was in the marine world.
I ran in a late-night garage. Right, he goes, I was in the sea, a dolphin came to the shore. Excited as I was, I swam up to stroke him. He decided to take advantage of my enthusiasm. He's making himself the victim.
I
If
know.
a man and a dolphin get in a sexual situation, the man is culpable. You can't say that dolphin was a sexual predator. Well, it was stinking of perfume. Bloody thing, it came up to me. It looked beautiful. It had a cracking set of tits. I didn't know what to do. I saw Flipper, and never once did Flipper go, that little boy, you get off that other boat and get into my car. The dolphins are not like Billy Ocean. Now, come on. Excited as I was, I swam up to stroke him. He decided to take advantage of my enthusiasm and slid his erect penis into the leg of my short.
That's not true.
No!
Oh,
no,
God.
right, I hooked him. What a lovely method, though.
I know.
You've got to credit the dolphin. That's a good move to do
That's
that.
not true.
It's
Right up the shorts.
Well, the thing,
They let
Saucy,
children
man.
swim with dolphins. Someone should start looking into this. think they've
Perhaps Trevor and his juvenile CIA squad could get involved.
well, the thing is about dolphins.
Trevor, no, let's get on with the email because you're going to sidetrack us. I know what happens. You start stuff like this thing is about dolphins, and in a minute you'll be saying something that has long, boring words in it that make me
It's a
switch
very
off.
simple fact that will make
Trev,
this quite clear.
Please, you mustn't tell us. Come on, we've got to go on with this. So, look, we were doing a lovely email about dolphins, Winky, going up someone's shore. Now, look, it slid its erect penis into the leg of my
Stop saying
shorts and insisted on dragging me through the water. Seems like there was a protracted period of negotiation.
Hey, come on, please.
Here, let me just drag you around.
Just go with it. Do it for 10 minutes.
See how you like it. Hey, you see, the kids really like those banana rides. This is the same sort of deal, but it's on a dolphin dick.
Put the money in my chute on top of my head.
We're going on a Disney adventure. Hey, forget about the jet skis. This is the real deal. Dragging me through the water, still attached. This is lies. I physically had to detach myself from... Physically.
I'm not ready for this.
You can't metaphysically detach yourself from a dolphin anyway. What,
Like, if I was being
way out of
raped
it?
by a dolphin, I'd metaphysically detach myself.
Oh, just think
I
about
would.
something else. I'd think about that kids' TV show, The Machine Gunners, right? And just think about that and nothing else for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Then just dedicate myself to staging productions of it in South America. And I'd go, this just doesn't have any cultural relevance to us. And I'd just say, listen, something happened with a dolphin. He proceeded to try this on with a few other females. Oh, this is a lady. Just for, I'd let you know, why was she wearing shorts in the sea? That's the thing that's most suspicious. What kind of woman wears shorts in the sea?
It's bound to lead a dolphin on.
Of course it is. He's sending it mixed
Transgender
messages.
thing, they love it.
Kinky. Why don't you just go and dressed as G.I. Joe, Sammy, you pervert? Who do you think you are? Okay,
I don't believe the dolphin then moved on to other girls.
What do you mean? Like, it's,
Hey, listen, it was a nice relationship, but I want to see other people now.
that's cool.
Hey, that's fine with me. There's a lot of people. Hey, there's plenty of other people in shorts in the sea. Know what I'm saying? Huh? Come on,
I'll
let's go.
snag me another.
Hey, this is called my snag rag. Come and join the party.
I'd also like to take this opportunity to say I love your show and I download the podcast every week, as everyone should. You make great radio. Well, Sammy, in Plymouth, now you've been part of it. Thank you very much
I'm
for your
disturbed by
sexy
this.
Now,
contribution.
listen, I
Trevor,
know
do you
the
still wanna
reason
do
for
your
this.
dolphin fact?
Well, I know that.
Right, now, let the world know. Trevor, if this is boring, we're going to seriously consider your position on the show. Now,
Look.
come on, let's hear it.
Dolphins were monkeys. They
Right,
evolved.
that's it. I don't hear any more.
They evolved into monkeys first of all, and then
they evolved back again.
They went back
That's
into the
true.
sea. So
They've
what
got limbs that are
exactly?
attractive.
So if you're
What's
a dolphin,
evolving in two directions?
if you're a dolphin and you see a mammal with limbs, you might think that's you because you remember when you were a monkey, and you might think that's who you're supposed
well,
to
then
be
why
going
don't
out with.
all of us then, through our limbic systems, remember the lizard days and like get all turned on by
do.
Godzilla?
You do.
No, we don't. I'm not turned on by Godzilla. I see it and think, oh, what a waste of money.
Oh, come on. Sometimes you see an animal.
I don't see animals, Trevor. I confine myself to human females.
well
I'm very
known.
fussy about that. Come on, everyone, let's focus now.
I'm focused.
Listen, dolphins may very well become monkeys, then become another thing, and then go back and forth on that. But this is the real
They
problem.
didn't
it's
become
not
monkeys.
ours.
They walked on land.
They were
and then
monkeys.
They went, I'm going back to the sea.
Oh, screw this! I'm going swimming. It's boring up here. I can't get my hands on any Tizer. See you later, squares.
Let's go to the news soon.
No, there's no news yet. There's plenty of time for the bit of the old newsy poos. The important thing is this from Leo in Manchester. Really like the show. I had a fact that I would like to contribute to Russell and Gerald Durrell's book if they write it. Dolphins have prehensile genitalia, meaning they can move their genitals around with as much dexterity as humans use their hands and fingers. I think that's why they like their willies being touched in the same way humans like to feel things with their fingers.
Maybe
Thanks.
it's like a handshake to them.
Maybe to them it's as simple as that. And do you know what, Matt? Would our society be any the worse if we replaced the handshake with a little willy wiggle? Wind your body, wiggle your willy.
said it.
Why not? Why not do a little, hello, pleased to meet you, sir. Don't mind if I do.
Shake it.
Like that. Just flip it underneath it with a lolly stick.
And you're going to ring it?
That's all I suggest. Russell and Trevor. This is from Rianne Starr. Dolphins are sacred and beautiful. Russell and Trevor, question mark. No mention of you here in this one, Matt, but you did
Good,
get one
leave me
earlier
out of
trying to sex you up. Dolphins are sacred and beautiful creatures. Please don't degrade them by talking about them sexually. Thank you.
I agree.
Well, hang on, yeah, but sex is a part of the universe, love.
Yeah, that's not degrading. Sex is not degrading unless you do it properly. Now, what I'm saying is, what I think the real problem is this dolphin sticking itself up someone's short legs, which I'd love to watch that.
Short legs.
Hey, that guy done me in the short legs. I never asked for this.
I think that the thing about them having like if the genitals are operable,
yeah, what,
maybe
prehensile?
Yeah, he's probably looking
articulated.
they might be looking for food with it.
He might be sniffing out a bit of grub on the seabed.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite
not gonna eat
possibly.
stuff.
Maybe he goes around with that
Elephants
smile.
pick things up with their trunk. Maybe a
Exactly.
dolphin whips it up with its winkle.
He's got a scavenging willy.
You've got a scavenging... I've been accused of worse, Matt. I'll tell you.
Terrible thing to say. About
I've been
dolphins.
dragged through life by that appendage.
Everyone
making
goes
all
on
sorts
about
of
dolphins
demands.
being really clever, but
Yeah, but what have
is
they
that
done?
based on?
Their
Not brains.
IQ is
Nothing.
unknown. We do not know how clever they are. This is the point. This is the serious point. They were, like us, walking around with limbs and stuff on land. They've gone back into the water. We don't know how clever
Maybe they
are.
reached
I think they're
the
idiots.
heights of spiritual awareness.
Exactly.
And just went, right, well, that's it. Let's go and live in the sea.
Exactly.
No, we definitely know. I mean, just because they've not got, they've not developed photo booths or calypso ice poles, we can't condemn them as
Are you
being
still
daft.
working for Calypso?
Well, listen, Matthew, whether or not money has changed hands, I'd like to make this clear. Calypso, have a calypso. It's so cold on your lips, so cold on your nips, so it makes me feel a grip on my own buttocks and dance. Calypso, yeah. That is my view, not the view of Calypso Corp, who do a lot of good work for charity, could I just take the opportunity to say. And when you've got a Calypso in your hand,
Calypos.
I don't know what they are.
You
That's
better
what
get it
people
right,
have on their
mate.
legs.
We're going to lose the contract.
What? Oh no! Don't go with no one else. You can't. I'm the face of Calypos. Now come on. Here, someone else called Callum Bolt, if that's your real name, Callum, which I doubt, says, I felt compelled to find out what a dolphin's penis actually did look like. After hearing your podcast, I found this. I hope you find it useful. He sent a picture here
let's have a look.
of a dolphin's emerging... Well, what it looks like is it looks like an eye with, say, I don't know, some sort of ice pole hanging out of it. Perhaps a calypso. There, Matt, you have a look at that. Put that up on the website. Take it down, Mikey, because I think a lot of people want... Matthew, don't be childish. Nature's beautiful.
It looks like another little fish burrowing into a sort of dent in the dolphin.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. That's nature. There's nothing wrong with Mother Nature.
That could actually be a parasite.
Ridicule is nothing to be scared of. Did you learn nothing off Adamant? Hi, Russell, Matt and Trev. I love listening to your show. I just want to add that a percentage of dolphins are gay and they have sex with the blowhole of the same-sex dolphin and stimulate each other's genitals with sonic pulses. That's surely a lie. If you're a vet, like John the vet, who's always sticking his oar in, why don't you tell us whether or not that's true?
Know.
He won't know, will he? If you go, is there a cat in a tree? Oh, that's all he knows about.
That's firemen.
Oh, yeah, I just don't know what everyone gets up to, which makes it very difficult when things are on fire. I end up bothering orangutans, unlike Clint Eastwood. Dolphins have been known to mate with sharks, turtles, eels and humans.
No, they haven't.
That's not true.
They tried to, but not. They've
tried it on, but you can't successfully do it. No, there was a man
They're
that
mammals, aren't
done
they?
it with a dolphin.
Yeah, but he didn't have a baby
He
with
did
it.
have a baby.
Why not?
He had a baby.
You can't. It's science says
Hey,
it.
mammals.
Matt, stop trying to pin me down with your rules, yeah? If a man and a dolphin want to have a kid, so what? It's not so long ago that same-sex couples were condemned. Now,
Why did you have your cat's nuts chopped off?
I didn't want it. I was on holiday. I was away working in
Is it 'cause
America.
your housekeeper thinks your relationship with the cat's wrong?
I don't know what motivates that woman. Really, I don't. All I know is I miss those little bumbleballs. Anyway, apparently 10% of sheep are not interested in sex. How would you ever do that experiment?
Because they run away.
You silly childish man. And 6% are gay. Thanks for the many hours of enjoyment you bring. Not during the show, of course, on your visits. That's from Kaylee. That's only a joke. That last bit is from the show. OK, should we have a little bit of newsy poos now? OK, time for us to do a little show we like to call the news. It's all about stuff going on our lovely little planet that we all live on together. So why don't we make an effort to make it nicer? This is 88 to 91. Hold on a sec.
Dolphin. I'm
Dolphin.
always saying this.
Dolphin Dinkle.
No,
Get
that's-
Dolphin
we've done that
Dinkle.
before.
Have we really?
Yeah,
We're
we said-
obsessed. Go on, have you got any suggestion, Mr. G, Poet Laureate of the show?
I would say
What is it? Huh?
Parasite.
Parasite.
Bumblebee
That might happen
nuts.
in the news anyway. Bumblebee
Yeah, but it's
nuts.
probably not going to happen in the news.
What might not?
Parasite's
Parasite.
good.
Might happen in the news. Say there's been a parasite playing up or something, Matt. You've got to open your mind real wide now. So, yeah, Bumblebee nuts. Go on, Andrew Simmons, you sexy newscaster. What are you laughing at now, Morgan?
Well, I wasn't quite ready, but you started talking, so I had to.
Oh, right, you have to do it quick. You're going to fade it out.
Don't worry about my pain.
No,
Things I have to
let's
do
not
over here
get
with the
bogged
switches.
down in that. So that was the news and everything. Okay, so, right. This is from Stacey in Oxford. Hello, Russell, Matt, Locke. I'd like to say, just been to the lavvy, have you, Trev?
Yeah, it's
Trev just turns up late for the lavvy, comes in there all flustered.
Yes, well, I'm having some problems at the minute.
I'm
So
not
Oh,
surprised
don't
the
go
way you
into
live
it.
your life and the way you try and justify the behaviour of dolphins. Pretty obvious what goes on in your lifestyle. A man for whom short snagging is a regular occurrence. So I was listening to your show this week, says Stacey from Oxford, and before that, I just want you two to know,
Yes.
right, and everyone listening, there was a paragraph here praising my performance at the Brits. Now, because I'm a modest, level-headed man, I didn't feel the need to read that out. Okay, but you know, just an example, just a sample sentence. You were very good on the Brits. That's just one sentence from Stacey there, which I edited out because I thought, why go
'Cause
on
you're a
about
good
it?
man.
Because I'm a good man. I'm a very good man.
It doesn't matter to you, does it? The praise. You don't do it for
I
that.
don't do it for the praise, Matt. It's not what motivates me. As long as the kids are getting entertained, yeah? That makes
As long as
me
the job gets
happy.
done well, though.
As long as the job get done well and the kids are entertained, that's fine.
you don't care how you
I
arrive at
don't
these gigs.
care how I
You
arrive,
don't care what food you're
what
given.
food I'm given.
What facilities
what
are
the-
available.
None of these
Which
things.
particular makeup lady?
What particular make? All those things. Hey, that's just the trappings.
What'd you get in your goodie bag?
Whee! Which I'm embarrassed about. I had to give it to a little boy.
You should have given it to this little boy, me.
You're not a little boy, you're a man, sugar.
What's a wee?
A Wii is like a sort of PlayStation type thing, what you can play with, wiggling your hand about instead of...
Trevor's still getting to grips with speak and spell.
Trevor thinks that the At Walker is a genuine dog. he thinks that Pac-Man is a potential predator for him and his ghostly chums.
No idea what you're talking about.
Trevor. A Wii is a sort of like a games console which responds to your hands moving about, apparently. Now, I was going to keep it or give it to someone or something like that. Other games consoles are available.
Better
But,
ones.
Yeah. Well, we don't know. That's
I do.
opinion. I don't know about things.
Because
Now-
that's the thing. They put those things in there.
Yeah, to
so that
encourage us to talk about it
people like
now.
you will say it on the radio and
Right.
advertise the Wii.
Well,
which went on fire and killed thousands.
Don't lie about it and say it killed. It went on fire. I really love the phrase "went on fire."
It's not a phrase.
Careful, that might go on fire.
That is not a phrase.
Go on fire. So this wee thing, which is, in my opinion, a bloody stupid name for something in
It's not
English.
called that, though, is it?
It is called wee.
is called
Trev.
wee.
Yes, it is. So, like, it is a silly name, and it's I
French.
don't know what it's like. Trevor, please. It's quite a daft product. It's a nice product. I had it in my house, and because it's so well packaged and stuff, I sort of thought I wanted it, right? Because it looked all nice and that. But Lynn, who looks after my house, she's got a grandson, young Grant, lovely lad, well behaved, right? I see him looking at the box, right? And I thought, oh no. Right, I see him looking at it, because you know me, I'm kind-hearted, but I will resent doing the kind things that I do. So I do a kind thing, and then think, oh, damn you, I've done that kind thing. So, I thought, oh, that little boy, he's 11. He's much more going to appreciate some games console thing than I am. If I really need one, I suppose I can afford to buy another one later on down the line. If I find myself at some point in my life going, I must have a Wii, we'll leave the pun. Of
course.
Because we're better than that, come on. So I'll buy one. But, I thought, give it that lad. So I goes to Lynn, because I thought, check with Lynn. Is it all right to give that lad that thing?
And he went, I've already got one.
No, he wanted, Lynn, because you check with a parent or guardian, because otherwise it might, cause some
Why are you
sort of
telling me
rupture.
this?
I'm just because it
in
came
case
up.
you
It's
ever
as
come...
if you're trying to feed me some information.
You listen. You say you dragged up
so,
the
Matt,
subject
if you take anything from this, check with the parent.
because you're irresponsible. You're the kind of goon who would turn up
I'm
at a
not.
children's party,
No.
cause a lot of botheration. Whereas
You
me,
once, to try and win over a kid's friendship, bought him a lighter, which was so stupid, and let him stick his head out of the sunroof.
he liked that lighter. All right, he soon died of pyromania. But come on, I was responsible with that kid. I bet you can't
weren't,
think
you
of
were
a single
irresponsible.
other thing I done.
Well, I can.
Go on, what?
I'm not going to blow
What?
your ego with tales of weeing on the coals in a sauna that you've...
Pretty crazy.
Still haven't learned
I'm
from
a pretty
it.
crazy guy. I do all crazy things.
So go on, and how did you offer the thing to the... So
goes
checked
to-
with his nan.
You've got to let your sister play it. She goes, tell him he's got to share it with his sister. So I goes, yeah, you've got to share that with your sister, have it. And his little face was all happy and went all red with excitement.
Yeah, you
What do you mean, what?
seem so bitter about it.
I'm not bitter.
And then I remembered my childhood, and I hit him with the box, and I hit his sister.
There! That's what life's like!
Share that.
Learn some lessons of life! Life is about pain and suffering! And when you've been through some pain, then you'll get a games console! No matter, I played with a bloody broken Spectrum while my alcoholic stepfather belched downstairs, came in, he's on night shift, he's on nights! Well, you play! Enjoy your childhood! I had a nice childhood, my mum was a very, very good woman. Now, anyway...
So
that-
you feel good about that?
I feel good that I've done
It's
it.
good that you did
A
that.
bit full of, what is it? Regret. I want it back. I don't want it back. I'm happy I done it. It was a kindly thing to do, and I
It
feel
was.
good about
And what's
it.
nice about you is when you do something good, you never talk about
Never
it. It's-
talk about it. That is not why I do these things.
Mind you, I brought it up, but
Yeah.
I only brought it up because it was written on his hand.
Hey, what I write
Underlined.
on my hand and thrust under your nose with a big thumbs up sign.
It's a bit like Jesus.
Yeah, I suppose I'm a bit like Jesus. Interesting point that you make there, Matt. Suppose I'm a bit like an actual new Jesus. Anyhow, so yeah. When you're experiencing a pervert swimming underwater, says Stacey from Oxford, right, because we're getting back off, other things in the goodie bag, it was just, stuff you don't need. What do you need?
Well, like what?
Consumerism is distracting us
Can
from
I
our
have
true
something?
purpose. Of course you can. There's some girls' knickers in there if you want them.
Is there?
Nice
I
knickers.
always give knickers away, these
Nice.
things.
Not always, Matt. Sometimes you've stolen those, haven't
yes.
you? Let's be honest. There's some men's pants. There's some sort of weird a bottle opener shaped like a skull, but you don't drink beer no more. I thought you might like that.
I'll still open bottles.
What are you doing with them? Tipping them down the drain
Yeah.
out of respect for your thugs?
My dead fuck.
Oh, for all my dead thugs. I'll tip a 40 to the curb.
I still drink cider.
All right.
But you haven't considered me for this present, have you? I love skulls.
I know you love skulls. Oh, Matt, give him a skull. All right, you can have it. So so that's some of the things that are in that
I'm going
bag.
to share it with my sister.
You'll share that with Lucy and Sarah, you spiteful little boy. So listen, look, we're talking about lifeguards.
Sorry.
We've been going on about lifeguards for a very long while. Now, a lot of us here believe that lifeguards are strutting, preening posers, using their position as lifeguards to lord it up over the women folk and make less secure men. No, just perhaps a man who's less secure about his body. I don't know who this guy is, but maybe when he's at a swimming pool, he sometimes wears a T-shirt because he feels a bit shy, right?
You don't.
What do
You wear the tiniest little... Well, we've been in this before, but I mean...
My lovely sexy trunkies.
Yeah.
A lot of people think I look handsome in those trunks, mate.
Who?
I don't know.
Who on earth?
Hold on.
Even that dolphin would puke.
That dolphin would snag right up my leg, take me on the ride of a life.
Go and... He'd evolve back into an amoeba. Keep out of trouble.
I'm better off as a single cell. So, anyway, look, I'm trying to learn you, Sank, about lifeguards.
Get on with it. You've got to force these things out.
What?
You're too easily distracted.
I am easily distracted. I
Take
am.
the tablets.
Listen, so we've been saying that lifeguards are potentially dangerous people only in the job.
They will accidents.
They
and
will
drownings
accidents to give them something to do, exactly.
Jumped up tennis umpires.
Jumped up. So this person says, I have seen these perverts that swim about looking at lady bits and sometimes men's bits. They are not very subtle about it, and it creeps me out. Although she spelled that craped me out, which is like it's sort of hey French pancake.
I went all
crazy.
flat.
I went all flat. Will I be sweet? Will I be savoury? The decision is yours. I found myself the victim of these perverts, and once caught an old man trying to look up my shorts. That's quite a hard thing to do, isn't it? Look up someone's shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, give us a look up your
Let's
shorts.
a little mirror on
Yeah.
like a dentist's
A periscope. A dentist mirror.
Yeah.
Why are you trying to sexualise dentists?
Dentist.
Sexy, aren't they?
He's always sexualising everyone we work with. Matt
I
sexualises them, and then I can't focus on my job. He goes,
need to
"Here,
put him off."
why don't you imagine?" When we used to work somewhere with this bloke, he goes, "Here, imagine him drumming his fingers on his stomach, all covered in talcum powder with an erection." It made me not be able to do my work properly.
I didn't
'cause
say
I did
erection.
imagine it. You did. You said
That's the bit that you
said
put
like maybe I did. I can't remember what happened. But the thing is, it meant we got sacked as usual. Anyway, I found myself a victim of these perverts, old man trying to look up my shorts. Even worse was when I had to rescue someone. Even this lifeguard. Look, Stacey the lifeguard. Oh, I had to rescue someone. Oh. Yeah, well, I gave a child a game, okay? So when it comes to gates of heaven and St. Peter's dishing out purple arts or whatever he does up there, I think I'll be numero uno kind guy. I caught a man looking at my boob area as I gathered myself together to get changed after doing a rescue. I told my manager, and he said he couldn't really do anything because he hasn't caught the pervy man in the act. Unless you actually catch him.
God, that man might have had a problem with his eye.
You might have... What do you mean?
He might have just had one of those lazy eyes. And it just
you have to
rolled
be
down
pretty
the boob
lazy
area.
to be living down his swimming trunks. So I then brought it on myself to give the man evil looks every time he entered the poolside and refused to give him a spare pair of goggles.
If he'd have drowned, she wouldn't have saved him, she's saying.
Essentially, she's saying she would hold him under the water and let him splatter out his last just because he's got a libido. So he could no longer perv because I wouldn't lend him goggles. After a while, this tactic worked and he never came back. I just wanted to add, don't hurt that little puppy that Irish bloke is sending you. Also, can I suggest you name it Eric? Well, we'll accept
Give that
this.
puppy to another kid.
What
Good
other
idea.
It's a kid on crutches.
Good idea. The little boy that's frightened of dogs, give him a puppy, he'll learn to.
Yes,
we
that's
could
a good
do
idea.
that. We could weave that
Yes.
together, but I want the dog.
You know when you're swimming,
Yeah, I do know that.
and when you're a kid, normally it happens, and
Oh,
you
yeah.
swallow water, and then you
Yeah.
do one of those huge burps that you
It's
can't do
nice,
on
isn't it?
land.
I can't do on that. Do you like aqua burps? Yeah, I
And it
like an
tastes of
aqua burp.
chlorine.
Yeah, they're great.
I know, I didn't have nothing else to add.
That's just what you want to say, is it? That's your message,
Isn't that
is it, Matt? Is that
strange?
what you want to be remembered for?
Yeah, I could die now.
Matt
Happy.
Morgan died today. I'd just like to say his life work amounted to a big loud belch sound tainted with chlorine.
Everyone
Remember,
know-
kids,
people
don't
know
do
what that
drugs. Yeah, I know. Well, fair enough.
Did
It's
you?
a nice
You must
message.
know what I mean.
I do know. I know what you
All right,
mean,
okay.
Matt. I know all sorts
Is
of
this email
things.
over yet?
No, still
See, the
going.
mind wanders.
Look, hold on. We've probably got someone on the phone. I said, oh, yeah, about lifeguards. Look, there's a bit more info about lifeguards. This is a person also called Matt. You guys theorised that lifeguards secretly want people to drown because they get so bored. I'm in disbelief that Maggie from Cincinnati could deny this. She was a lifeguard we spoke to last week. I'm a lifeguard, and I can tell you that you never truly experience boredom until asked to watch a pool. I would very much like something to happen. Anything. I wouldn't even mind if someone had to sacrifice the permanent use of a limb or pay some other price for me having something to do. Love the show. Matt. Matt, you sick animal. For heaven's sake, willing people to some thoughty death just for something to do.
Lifeguards have a special call if there's a poo in the swimming pool.
What? There's a special what? A special sound?
They have a sort of...
that means there's a whoopsie.
No, they have a special thing that comes over the tannoy or something. I can't remember.
Or they go, well, like if there's a fire in the theatre, they go, Mr. Sands is in the building. Mr. Sands is burning my stomach. And they do say something like that. So they say, we've had a visit from Colonel Plop Plop. Could you fetch the net? Because Colonel Plop Plop is stinking out the pool.
So I shouldn't have raised that.
You certainly shouldn't have done. Now, we've got someone on the phone who actually is a lifeguard. Here's a something we got off of this guy. Here's a something. Oh, we got this guy a little while ago, yeah? He said this to us. He's called Simon. He said, I would like to admit that I am a lifeguard and I would like it if someone drowned. Then he said he was willing an old lady to drown.
Oh.
And then he said
Nearly drowned, they mean, don't they?
No.
I don't know what he means, but he's on the line and we'll get to the bottom of this, so help me God. And he goes, the same goes for bouncing. I used to be a bouncer. I used to walk behind clubbers.
Yeah, him.
Trip him up. We talked about this guy last week. He is an insurgent. He's a rabble-rouser. He's a prankster. He's a human...
You're gonna love him.
Here he is. It's Simon, everyone. Hello, Simon.
Hello, mate.
What's going on? Are you all right, mate?
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good mood today. We're happy about life. Us three guys, us troubadours, us dancers of the airwaves, we happy three. But what about you, Simon? What are you up to today?
Nothing much. I've done the morning shift, so...
What was your morning shift on, mate? Being a lifeguard?
Yeah, well, I'm a fitness manager, so...
Okay. Okay, you manage fitness. Now, I must say you sound very masculine, and I've intuitively cupped my own genitalia for protection. So what exactly is it, as a fitness manager, that you do?
Basically, within a sports centre, I look after all that is fitness.
Anything to do with fitness, you work on it. Now, what is this? Can you tell us a little bit more about this lifeguard phenomenon, where you, the lifeguard, will people to drown themselves to death?
Basically, I thought I was out there on my own, but then I was speaking to some of our lifeguards, and it runs right through.
It's a theme. It's almost a defining factor, is it?
It is indeed.
Right.
And it's not that you want them to drown, because obviously when they drown, they die.
Yeah, that makes you look bad. But if they drown a bit, then that's good.
Like struggle.
You want to see them struggle?
Yeah, like splashing around and that. Well, it's annoying that you get trained to do something in the prospect that you hope it will never happen.
Yeah, that is true.
So do you think that applies in all jobs? Perhaps do you think the military secretly want a war or something?
Well, actually, I was thinking about snipers. I'm not concerned.
Snipers?
Sniper at all, but
you can't have a sniper as a job. What do you mean? They're always...
Yeah, police marksman.
What, and they're always hoping for something to snipe?
Well, every time they fire a bullet, they have to fill in loads of forms.
Okay, so you think that snipers want to snipe, lifeguards want a lifeguard, bouncers, hey, they just want to bounce and kick heels. Crazy. What about... We're thinking about getting an ice cream van and going on an adventure. Would you like to be our sort of security in that? But would you do that?
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
Now, we'll make sure we do it in the middle of some kind of riot, so Simon can keep himself cheerful. Simon, let's have some. Let's recruit people now for our new thing. What's that, Matthew?
Simon, have you ever had to dive off your lifeguard chair into the pool?
Yeah,
I've never once been in the water.
Where'd you...
Oh, that must be so frustrating. And it's also too hot if you're dressed in that room.
Imagine you was a gigolo and you just never got to any action. You'd just be standing there in your suit with your big collars and that and going, oh, man, give me some action. So you've never jumped off that chair. Where is your swimming baths? Because we'll come down there and just mess around.
It's in Basingstoke.
Basingstoke, right, I've done comedy gigs there, and let me tell you, it's no laughing matter. So why don't we come down there and nearly drown a bit? Simon, thank you for your time. You're a lovely lad, and thank you for speaking the truth, because he's a whistleblower, this guy. Yeah. Not only when he's on the job of being a lifeguard, go, stop petting, but he's a whistleblower on the whole culture of lifeguards, and for that, I applaud you. Serpico of lifeguards. Yes, all right, take care, Simon. Love you, bye.
So those jobs, you don't know that you're good at that job because you're never tested until it actually happens. Then you might realise, oh God, I'm not a lifeguard. I lost it when that old lady went under.
It's worrying, isn't it? Yeah, you might suddenly just, well, say you find yourself thinking about something else. You dive in, there's an old lady, she's gone under, and you're just thinking about, I don't know.
What if you have a sort of Vietnam flashback? Even if you weren't there.
Yeah, just, hold on, I'm having a flashback to Vietnam, but I wasn't even born then. I'm having a flashback to the
I'm the
film.
worst lifeguard ever.
It's ridiculous. I'm thinking about Platoon.
There's a lot of things going on with these
Why are you
buttons.
pull faces? Because of the buttons?
Yeah.
Don't try and communicate them like you're part of machine, like you're in Tron or Terminator 2 or one of the other films where robots...
you always
turn
go on
against man.
about.
I will go on about things.
What's some up-to-date
What, like?
robot films?
What's an up-to-date robot film?
AI.
AI? That sounds like a Cornish farmer just asking you to leave his house. Now, listen, G's here. He's our poet laureate of our programme, what we do on Radio 2, Saturdays 9 to 11 podcast. He always summarises our show with a brilliant poem. Sometimes the poem is self-aggrandising. Hopefully,
Egotistical.
Often egotistical.
I've been hanging out with you guys too long.
Oh, now that really hurts when people say things about my lovely ego that I've worked so hard on. And Matt's ego, horrible thing it is. Like,
My ego's nice.
it's like a tadpole is swimming in slime. So, all right then, G, what's this thing you want to promote on our radio show?
Basically, I'm a part of a collective of poets.
Do you mean a gang, G? Are you talking about gangs?
We've got our own gang signs, hand signs, you know, we throw up on walls and everything.
Oh, crikey.
Right. Yeah, and we're called Shot from the Lip, and basically we're trying to promote spoken word poetry, mainly throughout London, but we're reaching up throughout the UK. And so you can go to www.shotfromthelip.org, that's all one word, and you can just find out about a season of events that will be starting on the 28th of February.
Got a young person like myself. I'm just a young guy. I'm in London town. I'm living my life, yeah? What kind of events can I expect to see?
Different spoken word events for all types of people that like different types of poetry. So you will see people just reading like classical prose. You'll go to nights where it'll be like a DJ night, like play lots of different music, and they will have a spoken word section. You'll go and see live bands playing. So we're trying to cater for all different types of the spoken word scene.
All different types of spoken word scene.
Yeah.
What are you going to do then, mate?
I'm going to be at an event called One Taste on the 4th of March, and that's an event. Yeah, Trevor's come down to that event.
Trevor?
Yeah.
What's he doing there?
You'll ruin it.
Because we're out on the street. We're gigging. We're out there. We're amongst the people.
I gig, baby. I gig.
Not on the streets, you don't.
No, I don't like it. It's cold.
That's called busking.
All right, mate. So fair enough. Well, go to it. You know you've got a bit of a following on this radio show. There's women that talk about you and stuff.
Do they? Oh.
Yeah. You could probably. Some of them might go to this event maybe, and you might be able to. I don't know what you guys get up to, but you know I don't know what the poet scene's like.
Together on this, you
What?
and G.
What do you mean?
It sounds like this is pre-planned.
What do you mean?
You go. I mean, there's probably some girls who like you, might like to go. On the 27th of April, G will be here.
I'm not trying to pimp him. If
You
that's
are.
what you're
I will
suggesting.
be there strictly for the poetry.
I'm there for the poetry too. On the what's the date again?
It's 4th of March, the Bedford in Balham.
And I'll be wearing some pretty sexy suits that night, let me tell you. I'll be dressed like a cobra girl. I don't know what they are, but I reckon I'm going to look pretty tasty.
Sounds nice.
All right, so there's that thing. You can go to it if you want. Now, are you all right, Matt? You like a bit of poems, don't you?
No. Yes, of course I do.
What one? Name one then that you like.
I like,
Look, you don't know nothing about it.
wait. Oh, God.
Yates, it's pronounced. Go on, and what about you,
Unspun
Trev?
Socks from a Chicken's Laundry by Spike Milligan.
Oh, you silly, silly boy. Though he was brilliant. Go on, what about you, Trev?
Song of Myself by Walt Whitman. I'm reading that at the minute.
You're reading Walt Whitman.
What a poem.
Song of Myself. It's a beautiful poem. I urge people to seek it out and read it.
I'd say this to you, good people of Britain. Read the poetry and writings of Rumi. He's got all sorts of things to tell
he's
you.
lovely, Rumi.
Rumi?
Yeah.
Rumi.
Yeah, Rumi. That's how I describe. Not just that the way that Matt
please
describes his
don't.
flat, whereas actually Rumi is a brilliant man. So okay, there's a bit of stuff about poems and that, which I think
I know a
sanctions
poem I
us.
like.
Go on.
Margaret Atwood poem, something on the
He put his
words.
hand up to do that.
On the
You're
words,
such
I
a
can't remember what it's
little
called.
square.
Something on the word sleep. If you Google Margaret Atwood and
If
sleep,
you Google, I'll tell you something. When you went that about poems, because it was reminded you of school the last time you thought about poems, you put your hand up to say, "Oh, I know a poem. It's Margaret Atwood," with his little hand up in the air.
you sicken me.
Like a
I remember when I
9-year-old
first knew you,
Nazi.
you had to go around your house and used to read poems.
I do. I know. I like poems.
Peculiar, man.
Rambo.
Come and sit with me, I'll read a poem. Can't we just watch the telly?
No, it's about a poem now. Take your pants down. Listen to the words. They're exciting. Right, okay, we've got someone on the line. Who is this person and what the hell do they want from us? That's the question. Hello, who is it?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Ben and I'm from Cornwall. And
Ben from Cornwall. Ben from Cornwall.
I'm
You're
a
right, mate.
male beauty therapist.
You do male beauty therapy?
Well, I just do beauty therapy for both sexes, really.
Really? Both sexes? Kinky. So what sort? You're down there in Cornwall doing beauty therapy.
Well,
Sounds to me like an idyllic life.
Well, it is quite nice when I get the clients in, but the problem I've got is that, I've won quite a few competitions and awards. So
Competitions to do with beauty therapy, or are they just things
good.
where you save tokens on crisp packs?
Yeah, all related stuff.
All right, good.
And
good.
I thought I'd get loads of clients coming in to say, oh, I want to have him, he's won that thing. But most people in general are just too scared to have treatments with guys, and it just seems to be like a big problem.
Do you think that it is that they have a problem with guys, or is it you specifically? Tell us a bit about yourself. Do you
Well,
sort of
when
wear
they
marigold
seem to meet
gloves
me,
with rings on over them and giggle a lot and wear tights with no pants under them so your genitals look like a burglar?
I think that's what they think, actually. Quite often I think, well, gosh, what are they expected from me?
Yeah.
But,
What's your hair like?
my hair?
I'm imagining you've got sort of blonde cropped hair with a longer bit at the front sort of spiked up.
No, it's not spiky at all. It's long, but it's
Listen,
That's all.
don't lie. Look in the mirror and tell us what you see. This second, and
It's,
stop these crazy lies.
my fringe is about just by my earlobe.
Your fringe is by your earlobe.
Well, it's squiffy then, isn't it?
What's your name, Jerry?
No, Ben. My partner's Jerry.
Oh, that's
Ben and
convenient, isn't
Jerry.
it? Are you to do with them lollies?
I've heard that a lot.
I'm sure you have. He did a really polite laugh and then revealed the profundity of his boredom at the comment. So, okay, right. Well, we need to get you some more clients down there in Cornwall. People are being sexually...
Hang on, what is the problem?
People are sexually prejudiced, Matt, because Ben is like a fella doing beauty therapy. People go, oh, I don't want some bloke thumbing away at my blackheads.
But is that because a woman would think, well, he's never done makeup on a woman. I am a woman. Maybe that's why.
Is it to do with makeup, though, even? Is it Ben?
Where I work, we don't actually do makeup treatments. It's a lot of massage, facials, and waxing, really.
I'd like that off a man or a woman. I wouldn't care.
I wouldn't mind if I was a woman.
As long as there was extras, Ben. I think you understand what I'm saying, baby.
Well, I'm very, very professional.
No extras. No happy endings.
Huh?
So that you don't do a little happy ending at the end of the massage.
No.
Oh,
I've never been tempted
Ben.
by anyone yet.
Well, we'll pop down to... Whereabouts in Cornwall are you?
Falmouth.
Foulmouth? I bet you have. Probably because of all these extras that you do and you denied it, Ben. You live in Falmouth, Foulmouth.
Falmouth.
Falmouth.
I've been to Cornwall once.
I went there once, and I got arrested or something happened. I can't remember now. Funny it was.
Once.
Once.
That's twice.
Oh, yeah, that's it, twice. That one that's after once. You know when you do something, then it happens again. What's that number? Ben from Falmouth. Okay, so, all right, we've got a Coke.
You just said help.
Oh, but when you want us to help you, Ben, and I'm going to be absolutely clear about this, you must go, help. And in your case, we want you to do it in an aggressive way, like you're a great big bloody doorman or something.
Help!
That is nice. All right,
I actually believed that.
I believed it, because he sounded like one of them people who bite you.
Take The Exorcist.
Ben, we've got to get you some more... How many people work in the beauty salon that you're currently at?
There's about 6 therapists.
And you're the only fella?
Yeah, I think I'm the only one in Cornwall.
Have you got... Oh, lovely. Have you got nice nails?
Yeah, very nice.
Have you got nice hands in general?
Yeah, very, very cool.
Any tattoos?
No,
Do you wear a vest to work?
no.
Okay, so
Very
listen.
professional.
Do you wear a sort of white pinny thing that they wear often in a dentist or an osteopath to give everyone a sort of air of clinical authority?
No, I wear like a black one. I think it looks a bit kind of like it looks a bit like a martial arts.
Martial arts. You're dressed
No
like a
wonder.
ninja. You are frightening people. People are scared witless of you, hovering about dressed like Jackie Chan. Why don't you try wearing like a sort of a Hawaiian shirt and just have it so one nipple is always exposed, and then colour that in with purple lipstick, so it's all like I've done once put lipstick on my nipples. I looked great. Is this helping?
God. Radio 2.
Radio 2. Radio 2. We're on Radio 2. All right then, Ben. Now let's get to the bottom of this. Matt will be the first to offer advice. I can see him now scratching away at his filthy scalp, trying to work something out. What are you going to suggest, mate?
I would say do a good job on one person, and then when you've had a good customer, get them to tell as many people as possible. Get the word out there, because what you've got over all the female beauticians is you stand out.
Yes, he's got a gimmick. He could really. This could be a good screenplay. This, Trev, I think.
I'm thinking you've got to turn your perceived weakness into a strength.
Can you think of any example from history where that's happened?
No.
Right, because it's impossible.
Yes,
if
you're
you've
right.
got a weakness, it holds you back.
Right,
Hide that. No,
Stephen
turn it into
Hawking.
a novelty. Stephen Hawking didn't turn it into a strength. He just
did.
overcame it.
But he couldn't do anything else, so he learnt loads.
Matt, I think you're on such fragile ground that you should probably shut up. I never thought I'd have to be the one doing this to you.
He turned a genius mathematical brain into a genius mathematical astronomer. That's what he did there.
Exactly.
No, what you've got to do is say, look, I do male beauty therapy.
Has he got to do it like how you're doing it, Trev?
Yes, he has.
With
You've
your
got to-
Nixon-style hand gestures.
You've got to get your hands up and put it backwards and forwards like you're directing traffic.
I don't like that.
No,
it looks like you're trying to make a tunnel for your head to pop in.
Exactly, that was a mistake. Don't do that bit, Ben. What you've got to do is call yourself a male beauty therapist and try and sell the fact that you're a man. Don't hide it.
Let's get a story in the local paper about Ben. Let's say, for example, he was caught stealing from a florist. Let's invent some propaganda.
Yeah.
I know what. Let's let Ben come and do beauty therapy on us, on the radio.
Good idea.
Then we'll promote him. Now, what? We want massages. You better bring some of them birds, though, because I don't want a fella touching me. There's the problem. There's the problem in action. It's my hate and my prejudice. That's the problem, Matt. Do you see it?
I don't mind. I think no, I'm not going to say that.
Go on, say it.
Well,
Go on,
It's
say
not-
it. Don't be ashamed. You
men
bet-
are stronger, so the massage will be better.
Matthew, do you think that you might be gay?
Yes.
Good.
I'm working through a few things at the moment.
Work for a lovely match, come out as gay at last. This should make the show a lot easier now we've not got that elephant in the room. Right, now, OK, so Ben, you come here and do some beauty therapy on us. We will ourselves overcome our natural prejudices, because I think, like most men, if ever we're having some sort of massage or beauty treatment, we're just thinking, at any moment, this is going to become sex.
Exactly.
Now, as heterosexual men, with you, we won't be thinking that, although Matt might be, and why shouldn't he? Because being gay, in my opinion, is a right lovely load of thing to be. Go on, Matt. You've got your hand up again.
What
you
he
little
needs to
boffin.
do is do a beauty therapy on a female celebrity.
Who like?
For instance, Madonna.
Or Anna Wing, who played Lou Bill from EastEnders.
Do it to Joss Stone. She's from the West Country too.
Joss
Yes,
Stone,
Joss
let's
Stone.
get her on the show.
You need a celebrity angle. It needs to be a female celebrity.
Why
Coming
can't it
up
be
here and
me?
rubbing creams into Russell's face isn't going to help.
Exactly.
It helps me, mate.
We could always have a backslacking cracker or something.
I bet we could, you saucy devil. Not while I've got breath in my body. No, actually, I wouldn't mind having
You'll
that.
be there a long time with Russ. It's-
Oi! I've got a lovely snack.
back. What is it?
I don't know, it's something to do with the snack. Like
Back.
back
Going on with your-
cracking.
What's wrong with
Back
your
snap
back?
and
though?
crackle.
Nothing.
I've
Some
got any
people.
hair on my back.
No, have I got no hair on my back? Why are you saying hairy back?
Turn around, show me your back.
Have a look at it. It's
What an idiot. He didn't even realise that his mouth would go off the microphone then when he turned around.
I'm all tangled up now in my own microphone cable. It's confusing. Get up here, Ben. Bring Jerry if you like. Bring a couple of salts from the beauty therapy place. We'll have a right laugh. Get them drunk. You can give us a massage. We'll publicise you. We'll get a female celebrity here. Let's get a female celebrity. Who can we get? We'll get one in as a
Joss
guest.
Stone. We'll get
Joss
Joss
Stone.
Stone.
We'll get
Come
Joss
on.
Stone. She'll come. We'll get her in, or some other female celebrity. Don't matter whom. Just a good one. And then you do beauty therapy on them and us. I'm looking at the production team for our show now. They'll go, can we please not do nothing? Just rely on you to do all the content. No! You'll do some work, you layabouts. Right, so you come up next week. We'll pay your travel.
And what he needs is a photographer from his local paper.
Get a photographer from your local paper. What's the name of your local paper?
The West Britain.
The West Britain.
I can't come up next week, though.
You will come, young man, or we will see to it that you fail. We'll crush you. We made you and we can destroy you, Ben.
Oh, I've got a really important competition next week.
Yeah, well,
Competition.
competition? What's happening? You racing Sky Electrics or something with the people from the Chippy?
I'm in the running now with two other girls, and if I get through, I'll be representing England.
Other girls?
What do you mean other girls?
You said other girls. Ivagoo, other gov. Other girls, that means you're a man, Ben. Start acting like one! Ben, I want you to come here, mate. Right, if not
No,
next
he's in
week.
a competition.
He's doing his contest. He can
Do
do
the
his
competition
contest.
here. Bring those girls here. We'll do the competition here.
Trevor!
Yes.
Why were you thrown off MySpace? Because I'm trying to turn everything into an opportunity for sex.
No.
Don't do it to
How
this
dare
radio
you?
show.
How dare you?
Come on, I might have said radio shoe then, and in a way, it is. So listen, Ben, come, do your contest, then the week after, if any of us care anymore, why don't you come up then? We'll try and remember, yeah?
Brilliant.
Do well in your contest, and then come up, bring someone from the Western Gazette, we'll pay your travel, bring a couple of the girls from the salon. Lovely, why not? And then, well, it's all gravy, isn't it? All the rest of the gear. And then, we'll have a lovely time. All right?
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Well, we've helped you. See you later.
Did he say help? Did he say? Oh, he did.
He did. He said it in that Butch voice, which you really liked, Matthew.
I love that.
You said. Okay, all right then, Ben. Bye. Love you.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you, mate.
Bye-bye.
There goes another satisfied customer. We're
He
good
is
men, aren't we?
satisfied, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's more committed to his competitions than his actual job.
He's obsessed with the competitions.
Yeah,
He's in it for the competitions.
And he goes, "Oh, I've got a competition now. I'll have customers." He's just,
He's already
he's doing
said.
things around the wrong way.
Yeah.
He's doing it arse about tit. Now, if he applies the same logic to his beauty therapy, he probably
heavens.
puts the lipstick on people's nuts. That's the way I see it, and talcum powder in their eyes. He's bonkers, he's topsy-turvy, but in a way he's an artist. He's the Jackson Pollock of the makeup world. Let's support him and get right behind him. He'll be here in a couple of weeks. Will he?
Willie?
Will he, though?
I don't think so.
He probably won't
Where's
turn
that
up,
woman
will
who's
he?
meant to show us do rude things on the table?
She's not here, Matt.
She's on holiday, Matt.
She's been driven away.
She's skiing.
Well, they call it skiing. One fella either side. Oh, come on. No, my wife's going to kill me.
Turning into a dirty
What?
old man.
Everything.
I'm not really. I'm just me living my life. All I want is everyone to be happy. Bye! So, anyway, should we listen to a record? Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones if you want, but if you don't,
Hey!
hey, you're the boss.
Hey, come on, we're
Don't
all...
do that.
Why not?
You're sweating.
Of course I'm sweating, because of the pressure. You should see the state of my nuts.
Oh, no, here we go.
No, come on, we did that last week.
Come on, get them out.
And they've got lipstick on.
Of course they have.
Oh, God, you've gone the way of your cat.
Now then, we got sidetracked there by making a little video for YouTube. Trevor, what's the problem? You want me to offer a retraction for something?
Yes, I
What
just
about?
want you to retract what you said about me and MySpace.
I'm very
lie.
sorry.
Me and MySpace.
So happy together. Trevor and MySpace. Trevor, what do you want me to say? You designed a
You
statement.
made a
then I
lie
endorsed it.
up earlier, and just say that.
What was the lie made up?
Well, you said, I'm not going to repeat it because that just repeats the lie. Just say that
interesting,
what you
Trev.
said
If you
about
repeat
me.
it, it cancels itself out.
No, it doesn't. That's
cancels
not.
itself
In
out.
mathematics, it does. This
Two
isn't
yeses
mathematics.
equals
This
no.
is defamation.
Defamation.
Look, it was an accident that they deleted my account and they reinstated it within a few hours and they apologise. There we
Sounds
are.
a bit fishy, is all I'm saying.
Not from my
Sounds a
end.
bit
Nothing fishy from my end.
No smoke without fire!
MySpace is over anyway.
Is it? What's new?
Facebook.
Facebook, yeah! Don't you have to be in university to do that?
No.
What have you been posed as a student or something, Matt? Is
I
why,
might have
why the
been.
long scarves and the sudden interest in paleontology?
I'm a student of the University of Life.
You'll be very lucky not to get expelled, I would imagine, where you've been carried on. I don't know, we'll give you a grant to come here.
At least I've been a student.
What?
You've never been a student.
I was at that drama school. I learned how to do
That's
acting.
not being a student.
It is, mate. A student of Stanislavski. The emotions of the body, the emotions of the mind and whatnot. I don't think bodies
Showing
have
off.
emotions. Yeah, showing off for a job.
I'm a little star. Little kids talking like that.
I'm a little star. We're getting a dog for our show now. Now, that might sound irresponsible and stupid, and it is. And there's some suggested names for that dog from this lady called Lola. That in
name for a
itself
dog.
is a good name. Yeah. Dog name suggestions are the future, says Lola. Here are some suggestions.
That's
One,
what we should call him. The future.
the future. Hey, future, come here. It will sound like we're trying to summons the future
future.
to come to us. It'll be crazy. It'll be bonkers. It'll be crackerjacks. Fred is one of the suggestions.
Rubbish.
2, unisex. Don't like that.
What?
Rusmatrev, a combination of all your names.
Rusmatrev.
Rusmatrev.
Sounds like a robot.
It
Sounds
does,
like
yeah.
What something needs to pep it up. You need a little bit of Rusmatrev.
You need a bit of Rusmatrev. Hey, what this situation lacks is some Rusmatrev. That's not what the people at MySpace thought, though. They thought there was just a bit too much. Rusma they liked, Trev was a problem.
Stop it.
No, let's not defame him. I saw a cartoon once. It was about the Jackson 5. The Jackson 5 in the cartoon had a robot called the Jasmatron, and this didn't make sense as a
Go back to bed,
storyline.
Russell.
All right, night then. Now come on. We've got lots of things to talk about here. Some of them are written down on email writing. Dear Russell, Matt and Trev, says Ryan Rossum, I have one simple question which applies to you all, ... especially Trevor. Have you ever thought about being gay, or are you already gay? I ask simply because I myself was wondering if there was ever a chance for me. Russell, you are going down a strom in the gay community. I hope he means storm, because strom sounds like a weird thing.
That's gay lingo.
Strom's very good.
Bad.
Is it Polare? Piccadilly
Zeppelin.
Polare.
Go
You are
down
going down a strom, son. And I wonder what that means, but I don't mind doing it anyway, because it's only a metaphysical me. Right, so Matt, have you ever thought about being gay?
No.
Well, there's that time we had to kiss each other in a threesome to get the girl to go along with it.
I put my hand up.
Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous. This girl, me and Matt, got caught up in a threesome. This was in the past, crazy days. She goes, you two have got to kiss each other. Me and Wim went, oh, bloody hell, do we have to? And it was really like a brittle
No, I
kiss.
said, and Russell went, OK. Come on, Matty.
Actually, you can go home, dear.
I'll call you a cab.
Clear off. You're spying on our love. Come on, Matthew. Pucker up, cutie. I actually was as worried. Actually, mate, I just thought, let's get this threesome on the road. That's what I was
No,
thinking.
you're very committed to it. I was just sort of didn't care. I just thought...
What were you doing there? You
I'll
should
go
have
home.
even been in my house then.
Thanks.
Well, if you're not going to give this threesome the commitment it deserves...
It was. We just sort of faced away. I put my hand up. She was very easily hoodwinked.
She certainly was. And that is a euphemism. Oh, come along. Yeah.
Why'd you tell everyone that on the radio?
I don't care about nothing. It's
Yeah,
only
I do.
life, innit?
I do.
Anyway, it was past. It was the old days. Don't worry about anything. What's the point? You're right, Trev.
Yeah.
Why did you suddenly cock your leg up when we started talking about threesomes, sat there like Hugh Hefner in his dressing gown with his willy exposed?
Well, I'm relaxed. You
Really?
know.
I'm
It's-
relaxed. I'm
It's
relaxed,
the end of the
guy.
show now.
Yeah, no, we're coming towards the end of the
Yeah,
show. We've
yeah,
got
yeah.
a lot of, well, you know, let's try and sort a few things out.
I've never thought I was gay, but I do sometimes find very straight men, very straight, handsome men attractive.
Well,
And I
guess
go a
what,
bit giddy
Trev?
around
That's being gay.
No, it isn't.
All right?
It
Here's
isn't.
the news.
It
You're
isn't.
gay.
No.
Live
I
with
actually
it.
flinched
It's a-
then, thinking I had
it's
to
a
press
gift.
a button.
Did you when I went, here's the news? Oh, no. Well, perhaps Andrea will read that out. Andrea Simmons. Hello, this is Radio 2 from the BBC. Trevor Locke has come out as being gay at long last. Gay community have, of course, abandoned him, as have MySpace. So, hold on a sec. We've got a few things to do. Mr. G, Poet Laureate of the show, is going to summarise this show we've just done in the form of a poem. Let's welcome him with atmosphere. Yeah, all right. Go on, MG.
All rise. The court is now in session. Judge G presides over these studio confessions. First defendant, I spy a Mr. Trevor Locke, accused of losing his space as he resides within the dock. Next up, there's Matt Morgan, whose role is actually very important. He survived the dog stalking but sent little Alex to his mauling. To the stand I'm calling, the ringleader of this band, an expert on obscene dolphins and discoverer of Monkeyland, aka Mr. Brand. The three of you have been accused of numerous crimes, divulging flower stall secrets and throwing buds as a child, aqua burps in the pool, beauty treatments with style. I charge you all with the offence of making Radio 2 listeners smile.
Yes, Mr. G there with some
Another
propaganda for us.
egotistical poem.
It was a bit
Where he said
egotistical.
Judge G at the beginning.
He did say Judge G.
Elevating himself.
Why'd you get to be Judge G? I'd like to be a judge.
He said you're the head of the gang.
Yahoo!
Me and Trev are just
Or you,
minions.
couple of barristers or something, or that one that does that typewriter with only a few buttons on it. How does that work?
I don't know.
What's he using as his gavel?
I don't know, Trevor. Being the incredible sex god you are, what advice would you give to us mere mortals to seduce a fair lady? Just be
Okay.
nice to them. Be honest. It's not to you, Trevor.
Oh.
Crikey, that
barrage
actually
of
thinks it's thrown off
lies.
MySpace. A barrage of lies. Just a sort of a mist of lies. Lie spores released from a gland. No, just be yourself, be nice, be honest. Help, I haven't had sex for 3 years. Any tips on how a reasonably attractive but quite large lady can get laid? Well, if you're a woman and you want to have sex, just say that out loud and people will have sex with you because we're up for it, aren't we, lads? That seems to be the
I
general
haven't seen her
consensus.
yet. I don't know.
Come on, Matt,
Do I have
don't
to kiss
be
you
fussy.
again? What's going on? Don't go home
Matt,
now.
I just need a little kiss to make this evening go with a swing. So, another thing here. I feel I should tell you about a graphic dream I had last night, says Tamsin. It was about having sex with you. Oh, come on. It was so realistic, I feel I know you intimately. One thing, you wouldn't stop talking, even during the act of sex you were rambling on, and I was trying to think of ways to shut you up. As I'm not into chatty sex, I wanted to know, is this a realistic representation of you, or has my imagination gone a bit too far? Well,
chatty sex, is that an actual thing?
chatty sex. Okay, this is a bit of the old
Come over
sex
for some
room.
chatty sex.
Hey, let's have some chatty sex, you little chatterbox.
It's like Parkinson in here.
Okay, it was at this time you started to realise you had a gift as a musician. That's it. Backwards, slowly. Oh, do that. Oh, touch that. Oh, crikey. Go on, do a blow-off. No,
To ruin it, I liked that.
What, of a chat show sex with Parky?
Parky.
Well, listen, have it then. You know, I'm sure he's up for it. I don't know, he might not be, not the Views of Radio 2. Trevor!
Do you ever do that, though, pretend to be somebody else?
During sex?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
That could only denigrate the experience. I'm quite happy. I just pretend to be more me than I actually am.
More you?
More
What,
me,
in sex?
Trev.
No.
Yeah, oh.
Who do you pretend to be during sex,
Well,
Trevor?
not Michael Parkinson, no.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore.
Couldn't do the voice.
Of course he couldn't. Matt, do you pretend to be anyone during sex?
I don't. No, I don't.
What's
I sometimes
the point?
think. No, I don't even pretend they're someone else.
If you're having to start
I'll just
pretending
accept
things,
things.
go and have it off with someone else. That's
Yeah.
my advice to you. It's ruined everything.
accept
Right,
that.
okay, this radio show's nearly over on that horrible, grimy note. Listen, this is a lovely universe. Sex should be an expression of either love or... So don't bother doing it if it ain't for that. You that ain't had it for 3 years, don't worry about it, you will again. You who wants to attract people, just be yourself. You're attractive already. Okay, thanks for listening to our show. Thanks to all our contributors with your problems. Remember to keep calling us. No, don't call us. Send us an email, russell.brand@bbc.co.uk, and leave your phone number so we can contact you for pre-recorded shows. It's important that you do that. You're making our lives hell. And make sure they're sensible problems, not daft things like, oh, I want to have it off. You know, because just have it off, all right? Now, if it's something to do with something interesting, like, I don't know, maybe there's a load of frog spawn in your pond and you want to know what to do with it, something like
Leave it
that,
there.
that's interesting.
That's good.
I'd bucket it up, a bucket of frog spawn by my bed for a while, over and it died, it was weird.
Why'd you have it by your
I was only a little boy, it wasn't yesterday or something. Okay, so that's that's the end of our radio show. I'm Russell Brand, that's Matt Morgan. Enjoy it, darling.
Apart from the... Don't call me that after telling people you kissed me.
And there's Trevor Locke. He's
That
got his
wasn't
own
me.
shoe in his
It
hand.
wasn't me. I have got my shoe in my hand.
Why
and
would
not?
anyone have their shoe in their hand unless they're to carry out some sort of cobbler mugging?
Drubbing.
G, thank you very much for your contribution, and thank you, everyone. Keep listening, download the podcast, give us a number 1. We're going to do that ice cream stunt. Now it's time for a bit of old newsy poos, and hopefully it'll have the words in it. Frog Spawn. 88 to 91 FM, this is Radio 2 from the BBC.
BBC Radio 2. Russell Brand.